Can we go?
Yeah, okay. I guess I'll go.
No, excellent. First of all, thank you for coming. Would like to say a few words about today's draft and future of our team. Exciting about the pick. Obviously Marvin is a elite talent in this draft. Great player, somebody who plays multiple positions. Played for one of the best coaches in college history, and double guy every night. Exciting to have him on a team. He's a guy who works hard, wants to improve, learn, coachable, good teammate. Checks all boxes what we want.
And going with Marvin, this is the fourth year you guys have taken a big in the first round. What about Marvin stood out to go that route as opposed to maybe looking at a small forward or a wing guy?
Well, he can play small forward. He can play 3, 4, and 5. That's what's Marvin's unique talent. He can play multiple positions.
What went into the decision to not draft Luka Doncic and to go with Bagley at that number 2 spot?
Marvin's for us, better fit, better player, and great talent. So it was easy choice for us.
When did you know that he was going to be your guy, Vlade?
Well, it's a deep draft. We were focusing on 3, 4 players all year long, following their careers. Try to do everything we can in the background. And lately we were very zeroing on Marvin. And he came here. We fell in love with him, and very happy that he's a part of this team for future. Well, it was a great day. He got great workout. Obviously, the background we had from him, from people that work with him, is a guy is just so hungry, for basketball. Work hard, very talented. He's feeling, great for our team.
Among the opinions that you had for all these people that were throughout the process, how close did it get to consensus, and how much did you value some of the differing opinions that you faced along the way within your group?
Well, we were very careful, having number 2 pick, you don't have too many times opportunity to land with talent like Marvin, So we were very excited and very strong, focusing on every single detail. So very exciting again to have Marvin on join us.
Vlade, what areas of play will Marvin impact the floor on when he first sets foot?
Well, if you look, his background. I mean, last year, he was like a double guy. He's rebounding, he's scoring. He's like I said, very good. Especially on a second tries and rebounds. He can pass the ball, he can shoot. It's really great talent in front of us.
Vlade, you now have 6 bigs on the roster. How do you adjust your roster going forward?
Well, I really feel our big guys, if you call them like that, they can play any position. 4-5, 3-4, 5-4. They can defend everybody. Start with the Willie. He's a great example of how he can guard 3-4-5. So we are very excited to have that group competing and making each other better.
Vlade, what does Marvin need to work on that you'd like to see him get better in?
Well, he's 19 years old, very talented. He got to work on a lot of different things, and that's what we like about his personality and his work ethic. He wants to work. He wants to improve in obviously shooting and physicality. Obviously, like I said, 19 years old guy. He's going to be great addition for our team.
Vlade, do you know when? Is somebody go before me? Okay. Do you know when Bagley will be here, and will he be participating in the summer games in Vegas?
Marvin's coming tomorrow, and yes, he would participate in the summer league here in Sacramento and Las Vegas.
Vlade, one of the areas the team struggled in last season, there were outside of Zach, having a guy who could kind of get his own shot. Is that something about Marvin that you guys liked, or that he's potentially a guy who could be a go-to player down the road?
One of those things, yeah. But I look Marvin's all-around game. He's just it was just hard to pass the talent like Marvin has. You know, he's all-around player. Like I said, he can play 3, 4, 5. He can shoot. He can rebound. He can play in a low post. Really, really exciting about the player. You know,
Vlade.
having opportunity to even talk to Coach K, you know, about him. You know, it's great report. Somebody that, like Coach K said, is a unique player. So I would definitely agree with that.
Vlade, with his shooting ability, are you confident that he's the type of player that can help stretch the floor?
We see him, you know, playing different positions. So definitely, you know, sometimes, you know, he would be a player that can stretch the floor. Yeah.
When was it that you knew in your mind that this was your guy?
It was a few games that we went to see in the East Coast live, you know, and definitely he shows a lot of talents, you know, and then we started, you know, zeroing on him, you know, from then, you know, and like I said, when he came here, you know, and the love from both sides, you know, two ways, we felt very confident that that's the guy for us.
But what can you kind of reminisce about from your own draft night? What sticks out in your mind when you think back to it?
Well, it's been a long time ago, but you know, I was expected to be much earlier picked by some team. You know, and it didn't happen. I was very disappointed back then, but you know, later on, I ended up on a team that really helped me develop and having a long career. So it's very important where you fit. You know, I think our team is a very good example of how we, you know, try to develop and those young guys and make us, you know, better in the future.
Vlade, the Kings, you picked Gary Trent, I believe, in the second round. Were there some activities that went on after
It was
that?
before, yeah. There was a Portland's pick, yeah. We moved our pick, you know, for a future 2 picks, but it was a Portland's pick.
Vlade, what do you know of the synergy between Marvin and the existing roster? We saw De'Aaron tweet some excitement. We saw Harry tweet some excitement. So do you have any information regarding that?
That's a good for a bad locker room. So I love it. I love our kids. You know, when he visited here, a few weeks ago, it was I believe De'Aaron and Harry pick him up at the airport. So that's a good, you know, teammates. You know, and welcome him, you know, to Sacramento Kings family. It's important for him, I'm sure, but it makes me proud and for all of those kids, how they act.
Vlade, when you traded the second rounder, was that something that you'd planned to do the whole evening, or was the guy that you wanted just didn't fall there?
Exactly. I mean, we had a plan to wait and see if the guy that we really like is going to be there. When we saw that he's gone, you know, we were able to convert that pick for the future to 2 picks. So we can, you know, we were very, very, very focused on how we can, you know, have a room for those guys that are currently on our team, have enough minutes and to develop. So we didn't want to crowd our roster.
Did you ever consider trying to move back into the lottery to get like a second pick?
Excuse me?
Did you ever consider moving back into the lottery for a second pick?
Our second pick?
A second first-round pick. Like top 14, another top 14 pick?
Well, it was some communications, but it didn't happen.
How much of how Marvin's game would meld with De'Aaron's development factor into this pick as well?
I think we were focused on the talent. You know, obviously Marvin's you know, tremendous talent, elite talent in this draft, and we were focused on that. You know, and I'm sure, you know, moving forward, you know, it's all about them and our coaches' stuff to make them better. So we build a culture that our kids are working hard. They want to improve. They want to have fun, play smart. You know, fast. That's what our future is.
some people had taken notice, and I told him I'd ask the question to you if you had actually listened to his EP or his album that he released yesterday.
Somebody told me that I didn't have a chance to listen. I was focusing on what I have to do today, but I would check it out.
When you think about a draft, obviously you're thinking about players that you believe will kind of slot into the team right away, but in a more general manner, when do you think it's fair to evaluate a draft? Is it after a year? Is it after 3 years?
Couple of years, you know, somebody needs 2, somebody 3 years, but a couple of years would be average, you know. We are, you know, focusing on what we try to do, you know. We are a young team, and we are going step by step. Obviously, you guys follow Kings, and I would say at the end of the season, the way we play, the way we compete, that's what we want to take to the next season and be better.
And then I guess as a follow-up question, in today's NBA, when you've got kind of some certain super teams looming here and there, how do you think about trying to compete with kind of today's current super teams versus looking toward the future, toward making your own team and kind of not thinking about the
My
competition?
team is a super team, just young. So we are, you know, competing, you know, we are playing hard, we're playing fun, fast. I mean, last year we were, you know, we talk about last year, you know, you had a few of those super teams. We beat them, you know, twice, I believe. So we just have to learn and be better every day, every year.
Honestly, not knowing what your draft board looked like, but I think most fans had it in their minds as it's either Bagley or Luka. And if you were talking to some of those fans today, what was it that kind of separated Bagley from Luka Doncic that maybe you liked a little bit better?
I think I just talked about it before, like a guy who's very talented, you know, in my mind, elite talent in this draft. And it was really easy choice for me when we were on a call.